The media is going full Pravda, and it will be a problem if they're basically tipping their hand that they are so committed to Kamala being president that they have foregone any objectivity or any sober, rational, speaking of sobriety, any rational judgment.
Let's see it. This is
205.
The white wine floweth tonight on MSNBC, both before and after the speech. Play cut 204.
CBS. Oh, 204. Okay, yeah.
Senators are like, no.
I look forward to hearing who I'll be working with as the governor of Maryland.
Clip and save. That's all I'm saying. I will collect later on this. All right. You will remember where you were when you heard this speech tonight from the Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris, really introducing herself to the nation, speaking as much to Republicans and independents as she was to the Democrats who were nominating her tonight, asking Americans to remember how great their country is and to fight for its values. You're going to remember where you were on this night. This is an inflection point in history.
I'm going to snap. I am going to snap. Introducing herself to the country. She is the sitting vice president of the United States. She is not... We should go find it. There's probably someone who said that in 2020 about the same speech. Oh, this is Kamala Harris introducing herself to the country.
Hold on, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. We actually should pull up her.
When they did the live stream on their convention. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What in the world?
It's truly something.
She's the vice president.
Introducing
Everyone knows who the vice president is.
Yeah, but she got to give her whole biography. You know, a little brown woman with an accent.
She didn't even do a good job. All I remember was Wanda, Shanae, and Gumbo. That's all I watched the speech. I only remember what she talked about in her biography.
Right, that is a joke, right?
There was definitely a Gumbo.
There was a Wanda. Yeah, it was like, and her sister Maya
Did she not mention Gumbo? Was there not Gumbo? There was something about Gumbo that they couldn't afford making Gumbo.
That sounds plausible. I was intermittent. I was missing
parts of it. Check the AI, Blake. There was some mention about Gumbo.
Oh, yeah. Let me see. Just a sec.
All right.
Gumbo.
Yes.
Yeah, family has taught us how to make gumbo, how to play chess, and sometimes even let us win. Yeah, and she's talking about all of her, none of them family by blood, all of them
she brought up
family
Coltrane
by love.
too. Coltrane and
can you send me the full transcript? There were way too many names. I got very confusing. Play cut 205.
Nora, I am on the convention floor, but that floor is now covered up to my waist in balloons. I think the confetti's in the air, the big balloons are flying, and the 2024 Democratic National Convention is definitely in the books, and people are loving it down here. Chuck Schumer, was he dancing, was he prancing? I just saw him go by. We've got cheers, we've got a certain underwater quality as people dodge the balloons, a certain concert quality as people wait and enjoy the music. And I will leave the reviewing of the content to you, but the emotion and the feeling down here is, I don't know, 7-year-old's birthday party is how I would put it. There is joy and there's not a lot of thinking. It's a good time.
Not a lot of thinking is right. My goodness.
Well, I'm literally reading. This is how I'm not making this up. This is how NPR congressional editor Deirdre Walsh wrote about Kamala Harris.
Sherman, that's it.
Kamala Harris speaking in 2020 to the DNC in 2020. Speaking, and Harris introduced herself and began to prosecute the case against Trump, with some political observers already setting expectations that this national introduction could determine the success or failure of a future Harris presidential campaign. Harris faced the test of connecting with people who were taking a first look and energizing those in the Democratic base who have been less than enthusiastic about Biden. Harris received national attention for her debate performance during her primary run, but this was the first time many Americans heard about her mother and father, immigrants from India and Jamaica, respectively. Like, just...
Well, you know what else? She's never given a real convention speech before. So
Wednesday
that's how
night.
much of a bank... That was the backbencher of backbenchers. She's never... Like, Obama did the 2004 speech before he was elected Senate, and then he gets in, and then he's there for 2 years, then he runs. or excuse me, he runs in 06, and then he's there for 2 years. And then she's never actually so I guess that means she didn't speak in 08, she didn't speak in 12, and she didn't even speak in 16. And then 2020, when she's nominated for vice president, who, as Joe Biden has said, she was there because she was a DEI hire, and Amy Klobuchar was his original choice, by the way. She spoke to an empty room on like a live stream, and this was the first big convention speech she's ever done, and she blew it.
Not if you ask CBS and CNN and MSNBC.
An inflection point in history. That's what she said.
Yeah, you know what people say that you're gonna remember where you were. It's like JFK getting assassinated, 9/11, the moon landing. Yeah, I mean I think they've memory hold that specifically because now we're not going to be able to say that. I mean, conservatives do. I remember where I was. But those are the type of moments that you remember where you were at, and for Rachel Maddow to just throw it out like a very subpar speech. I'm telling you, they are going to go all in on getting this woman, this flash in the pan, vapid, substanceless woman across the finish line.
Inflection point in history. Okay, like just to be nerdy for a minute, inflection point is like a moment where you change direction. It's a key.
It was like Rome becoming a republic,
well, it's
and
like,
then an
it's
empire.
where there's many possible outcomes.
Yes.
It's high leverage situation. Like the world was headed down a path, and then out of nowhere, Kamala Harris appeared, and with the power of her rhetoric, diverted the course of history down a different path. Kamala Harris just emerged.
A little bit of hyperbole there, Rachel.